What's up, Fast Fit family? All is quiet here. All alone on a weekend. What are we doing here? Well, this is about to be the site of our first ever open gym. So I'm going to kind of take you through this, what's going to happen, what's going to take place. Wednesday, 6 to 9 a.m. It's this coming Wednesday, the 29th. 6 to 9 a.m., 4 to 7 p.m. You can come in here and get a workout that I'm about to show you. There's 12 stations, stuff that we are pretty familiar with, and we'll have automated tracks, you know, kind of that kind of same techno vibe going. And basically all it'll tell you is when to change station. And you come in any time and just do that. So I want to walk you through all the stations. Possibly we'll have like a handout of this, but I'm going to kind of show you the video, and then you can come in Wednesday. Somebody on staff will be here to do this. So let's start here. Station 1. Notice the organization of the kettlebells. It's nice, right? Station 1 is going to be kettlebell swings. We're going to be doing real familiar moves so that you can get a great workout in and not have to try to learn something new. So let's start kettlebell swing. So our options, obviously, and let me start here. Those of you that have back issues, for this station, simply just come down and do a glute bridge or hip extension. This mimics that kettlebell swing hip extension, okay? You can do this for 60 seconds if you have back issues. Otherwise, you're up. And our kind of designated progressions of this are body weight, loaded, and then we do some type of stability progression. So it starts hinge at the hips. I can do an unloaded hip hinge for level 1. I can do a weighted hip hinge, kind of level 1A, level 1B. And then I implement into the swing. Here, hinge back at the hips, rib height, chest height, and so forth. Those of you that do our Kettlebell Chaos class, you know that there's about 101 different variations of the swing. There's the shuffle swing, the overhead swing, the traveling swing, the skier swing, the walking swing, in and out swings, a lot of different stuff. Whatever you're familiar with, just get after it for 60 seconds, get some version of kettlebell swing going. Okay, station 2, we're going to hit core for this one right here. So this is going to be a stability ball pass. Let me show you basically a body weight option you can get into. I can come up into 90 degrees from this position and simply extend the legs out. I want to make sure that I flatten out the back so I get no low back extension at all. This is flat to the floor, so if you need to curl up, that's fine. And extend out and then bring it back in for 60 seconds, activating the abs. That's the key. Feel this in the abs, not the lower back. From there, I progress that into the ball pass. So I'm going to squeeze right here. Inner quads and abs are activated. I'm simply going to pass this. Not sure if I got enough room back here. Overhead, and repeat this. Only go as flat as you can without losing that position on the floor. You basically pass it back and forth for the full 60 seconds. Then you're up. Dynamax med ball slams, not the smaller medicine balls, but the Dynamax balls. We'll go here, overhead slams. So I'm going to take it. Top position is here, and I'm dropping the hips as I slam. So make sure we load with the hips. That's kind of my driving force on this. Catch it low at the bottom, bring it up, and then just get after this right here. Do a lot of different things you can do, side-to-side slams, overhead slams, but just get after. That's a great cardio exercise for 60 seconds. Next, dumbbell touchdown lateral lunges. We'll go body weight again to start with first. This begins with a lateral squat. Super wide position, much like the monkey lunge. I want to alternate my lateral squats here, push back with the hips. Again, trail leg is stretched out here, vertical shin here, reach the counterbalance, stand, and I will just alternate side to side. From there, I move into alternating lunges and touchdown lunges. So I'm going to lunge, touchdown right here, step back, touchdown on each side. You don't necessarily have to touch the floor, that's okay. If you have that kind of range of motion, fantastic. And then level 3, we load this up. Get a pair of dumbbells. I'm going to lunge to the side. And again, look at my loading here. I'm loading this hip, vertical shin, chest is out. I'll alternate side to side on that. And again, I can make that simply harder by increasing the weight. Next up, next station, an aerobic set. What are we about to do here? Go ahead and say it. You know what I'm talking about. Right, what would be a workout, what would be a circuit without some version of burpees? So a lot of different variations of this. You can do some of the ones that we've been doing in our monthly boot camp phases. There's traditional burpees, there's surfer burpees, there's jumping jack burpees. There's a lot of different variations you can do. There's probably as many burpee variations as there are kettlebell swing variations. So whatever, make it happen. I'll show kind of the foundational movements. It starts with squat mobility. So I got to be able to squat down first and just touch the aerobic step for level 1. From there, I can either step it back or jump it back. A modified version would be to step into that push-up hold, step back up, and again, sink the hips. We got to load here as we explode up, okay? That's critical. Or I could jump it back into that push-up hold, stomp the heels, stand, and from there, you know the drill. Climbers, push-ups, add a jump at the top, jumping jacks at the bottom, surfer burpees, make it happen. Oh my. Oh, what are those delightful little things? Could that be sliders? I think they are. Let me back up here. Okay, so here we go, nice station. We're using, these always kind of bring a little bit of gasp and fear in everyone's heart when they see this. So, okay, probably saying something profane right now, like dang it, why do we got to have sliders? But we got to put it in here. This is, again, as we do this circuit and we kind of program some upper, some lower, some total body movements, we got to program core into the mix of this, and this is what we're going after, the abs. So, sliders, mountain climbers, okay? So I'm going to begin with either a push-up hold on the floor, or I could modify with a plank, but start with that push-up hold, try to lock it in if you can, and then level 2, we implement the sliding aspect of this. And basically, it's all based on friction, so this increases a lot of the tension that we feel in our abs. Obviously, fantastic move. I'm going to turn this way because I want to demonstrate. Make sure we don't get any flexion as I bring the knee in. I should only move at the hip, and from there, I just pick it up, have some fun with that, as I'm sure you will. Next station, we've got band thrusters. So band thrusters are just like kettlebell thrusters, dumbbell thrusters, barbell thrusters, band thrusters. It's essentially a full squat into an overhead press all in one motion. So a couple things here. If I really can't squat that well and it hurts my knees, get in here and work some of that out, either with some calf smashing, quad smashing with the tennis ball, lacrosse ball, softball. Let's get you pain-free, especially this week, because that's what it's all about. But if we need to modify the movements here, go from a squat, which is this is what the thruster looks like. Rack position with the band. I want to sink down into a full squat, and then instead of coming here and then going into an overhead press, it's all one explosive motion. So I start from here, explode up, back down, squat, all one motion, and then punch, punch, punch. 60 seconds of that. It's tough. It's a hard movement. Here's your modification. You can, especially for knee issues, go from a full squat to press into a push press. So it's just going to be a little bit of hip flexion right here. Hinge back, drive it up, and then pick up the pace. Punch, 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 and kind of minimize how much knee flexion we get. Or if I've got shoulder issues, I simply do a horizontal press here, punch out. So I'm getting kind of the same effect. Band thrusters are a good one. From there, next station, we've got hip attached stationary running. So level 1 and 2 is going to be body weight. Then we're going to implement the band resistance to it. So it looks like this, just like we do in boot camp. Stationary march to a low level trot to a high knee sprint. Kind of think in terms of that being level 1. Then we go hip attached band. So this is going to go at the hip, as the name suggests. And I'm going to go here. Level 2, band resisted. Level 3, we're going to integrate lateral motion to it. So I can do a couple things. I'm attached at the hip from here. Obviously the band wants to pull me in. Stabilizer muscles in the core are going to have to work harder. So just like I did before, I'm going to turn this way to begin with. At the hip, same concept. Get into that high knee sprint. Boom. And work it. It's almost like having a homemade treadmill. Now, I can also turn to the side, This adds a lot of different dimension to it. It'll work more a little bit of lateral hip. You won't get as much hamstring and glute as you will from this position, but you'll get more lateral hip, lateral glute from here. So you can kind of mix it up based on what you want to work with. But again, here it is. Now, lateral side to side. Drive it out, drive it back in. The band constantly wants to pull me back in. So it's a tremendous training effect, and you'll definitely feel in that position. Next station, TRX rows. Working the back side of the body and upper body. So again, level 1, 45 degrees. I don't want you to shrug or flex the wrist. Level 2 is down in this bent knee position here. Pull the hands to rib cage. Level 3, legs straight. And again, 60-second work periods. Feel free to move up and down throughout that minute break or that minute work period. All right, next station, we've got battle rope. So a lot of different options here for you. I don't want to limit or restrict you. I want to give you some things to get into. We just did Friday kind of workout C, which is the Mad Minute, in which you do a Mad Minute, 3 different jumping jack battle rope variations. That's an option. I want to show you just drum beaters, but feel free to get after this and just use this as a killer kind of upper body cardio station, which is awesome if you can't run, jump. This is a just amazing, amazing cardio training for people that have joint issues. So with that, a lot of different options. I'm going to show you just drum beaters. Push back. Again, we kind of want to get the loading in our base and our hips. And from here, thumbs forward. I start with slow waves, and I go faster. Now, once I get that going, I can add some lower body work to this right here. That's going to get my heart pumping and the shoulders going. Let's get some lower body going too. So from drum beaters here, lateral squat, side to side. Just pick that up. And again, for 60 seconds, that's a killer move. Again, I could do some other things. I could do reverse lunges if I want to do that. But that gives you something, that kind of lateral lunge or reverse lunge with the drum beaters. What else could I do? I could do egg beaters. I could do slams. I didn't program slams because we didn't slams up with the Dynamex ball, but again, that's kind of a good template and an exercise to use. Then we got crossover step-ups. So you can use these plyo boxes. You can also use, I'm not going to show this, if you got really kind of limited hip stability and this is too much for you to step up on, make it easier, grab an aerobic step and use that. Also for you that are longer legged, want to be challenged, use the big wooden plyo box in place of this. I'm going to get into something just to show you what I'm talking about. Lateral step up level 1. Well, let me start from basics. I can start with a basic step up. Facing the box, step up, reach back, slow and controlled down. I'll stay on the same leg, and when it says halfway, I'll simply switch, keep the shin vertical, stand through, control it back down. Level 2. Lateral step up. So now I turn to the side. Again, same concept, vertical shin. I want to load the hips on this. Step up, control it to the side. When it says halfway, I simply switch it over, push back. Again, load, 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 load the hips, not the back, not the knees. Load the hips on this. Make yourself feel it in the glutes. Level 3, we go crossover step up, okay? And you can get this super intense. I love this one. So I start with a lateral step up, and versus stepping down here, I'm going to cross this over to the other side. Let me turn this way so you can see. I'm going to step up, cross it over, and back. And once that feels good, I can kind of pick up the tempo. And what I would do is, if you're doing this version, either switch halfway, or if you're doing multiple rounds, maybe each round, switch legs on this right here. Final station. We go goblet squat. So we finish with kettlebells. Body weight squat level 1. I can do a wall sit for knee issues. I can progress to a body weight squat. Toes point straight ahead. Sink down and back. Ideally front thigh parallel. Then grab a kettlebell, hold it by its horns. Tuck the elbows in tight. I want to get here. Elbows inside those thighs. Push back to the heels. And that will complete your circuit. Again, it takes 18 minutes to complete this 12 exercise circuit. So you can do it one time through for a killer workout. You can do it multiple times. Have some fun with it. Remember, 6 to 9 a.m., 4 to 7 p.m. I expect to see you here Wednesday for Open Gym. See you soon.